supposed to win a deathmatch you can't even scratch?
That's exactly what Hera designed. This isn't just about killing a beast. It's about breaking Heracles' pride. A monster that defies human weapons. Let's see how our ultimate experiment handles his first taste of true hopelessness.
This is your first labor. Kill the Nemean Lion and bring me its hide.
This colossal lion that ruled the Nemean Valley and drove the entire region into terror was no ordinary beast. It was of a mythical bloodline, said to have been raised by the moon goddess Selene and dropped to earth, or the offspring of the abyssal monster Typhon. As soon as Heracles spotted the lion, he shot a volley of arrows with the mighty strength of Zeus's son. However, the arrowheads shattered into pieces without leaving a single scratch on the lion's steel-like hide. Flustered, Heracles this time drew his prized massive bronze sword, leaped fiercely, and struck the lion's head head-on. But with a booming roar, what broke was not the lion's skull, but the human-forged sword.
What the?
A hide draped in an aura of immortality that neither swords, spears, nor arrows could ever pierce. Hera had set up a perfect divine punishment that could never be killed with human weapons.
What a shock! Isn't this a completely forced setup? Even an agile and cool swordsman like me has no answer if the sword breaks. If they throw a monster at you that weapons can't pierce in the first place, you should just coolly give up the quest and run away.
If Lumsy were Heracles, he would have gotten tapped by the lion's paw and logged out right at the start. If weapons don't work, you have to play a prank a different way. How about playing rock, paper, scissors and asking it to move if you win, or tickling its nostrils?
If the sword breaks, there's no choice but to squeeze it with bare hands.
Bare-handed combat. How utterly barbaric. The answer is always my perfect beauty. No matter how much steel hide the lion wore, the moment it made eye contact with my great aura, it would have been overwhelmed by this dazzling visual and flipped its belly like a kitty cat cute. Because no matter how ferocious a beast is, it becomes a docile sheep before someone superior to the bone.
In the mythical battlefield, there is no room for superficial vanity. The moment all weapons were destroyed, Heracles realized. To catch a beast sent by a god, a human must also face it solely with his pure essence given by the gods. That is, the strength of the flesh. The hero cast away the remaining hilt of his sword and walked bare-bodied into the lion's dark cave. Heracles cornered the lion deep into a dead-end cave and blocked the only exit with a massive boulder. He created a deathmatch ring where neither fleeing nor retreating was possible. When the hungry lion roared and pounced on Heracles, the hero did not dodge, but charged head-on, wrapping his thick arms around the massive beast's neck. He began to choke the lion's neck solely with the monstrous grip and raw strength inherited from Zeus. If a blade couldn't pierce it, blocking its windpipe and suffocating it was the only answer. After days of desperate hand-to-hand combat between beast and human inside the cave, the Nemean Lion, said to have no rival on Earth, finally suffocated to death with its tongue hanging long. Having killed the lion, Heracles extracted the sharpest front claw from the lion's carcass, and using that claw as a scalpel, he meticulously skinned the lion's immortal hide. It was a hide that human weapons couldn't even scratch, but it was cut by the monster's own claw. It was a marvelous moment of absorbing the most perfect divine punishment sent by the gods, reverse engineering it into the hero's own absolute armor. The sight of Heracles returning to the palace wearing the lion's hide as armor was terror itself. King Eurystheus, wetting himself at the overwhelming presence of the hero who tore a monster to death with his bare hands, trembled and hid inside a massive bronze jar in the corner of the palace.
Your Majesty, I have beaten the Nemean Lion with my bare hands and brought its skin exactly as you commanded. Wait, Your Majesty? What on earth are you doing hiding inside that cramped bronze jar?
The first match was a complete victory for Heracles. However, Hera's wrath, watching this from the heavens, immediately began setting up the next death match.
Wow! That's literally crazy! Skinning the hide of the monster that tried to kill him and wearing it as his own armor, Bro Heracles' mentality is truly insurmountable. A lion head helmet and a bulletproof hide cape, this is honestly so cool and desirable. No wonder the king chickened out and went into a jar.
Since he's draped in the absolute armor of the lion, now no teeth and claws of any beast sent by the gods of Olympus can leave even a scratch on Heracles' sculpted body, right?
Nope. Though the shell of a beast can protect against physical blows, before a poison of corruption that rots even the soul with a mere breath, the hero's bulletproof armor is merely a rag. Since Hera couldn't pierce Heracles' outer shell, she prepared a hellish aura to melt his innards entirely as the second quest. The next labor is the ruler of the Lernaean swamp, the immortal beast whose heads regenerate twofold the moment you sever one, the Hydra, against a monster that only grows stronger. Will Heracles' brute strength even work? Where exactly do you cut to stop its breath for good? Class dismissed for today.